Hello everyone, Neorashi here. Um, I'm going to make um, my top series that I discovered this year a bit early because I just checked on like all the pre-orders and all the stuff that I was interested in this year for the rest of the year, and there's actually no new series that I actually intend to buy in December. So I decided, why not just start doing this right away? So like last year, I decided to opt for a top 13 instead of a top 10. And this is about series that I discovered and not series that were released this year. Also, by discovered, I mean that I've actually read them or watched them. Well, it's gonna be read them because it's a top manga um, this year. So if I heard about a series for several months or several years before 2024, but I only started to read them in 2024, then it counts. Because there's one in particular, two series in particular that I've heard about. I wouldn't say discovered, but heard about years ago. But I've only started them this year, so both of them are in this top 13. But before I start, I'm going to make two honorable mention. The reason for that is because it's two series that I haven't read in physical format. One of them actually released really uh, like I think just a couple days ago or something. I'm gonna check on Amazon before I show you. Just a second, please. Sorry about that. Yeah, it released 8 days ago as of when I'm recording this, and it is Mono, which is a series made by the same mangaka as Laid Back Camp. This series actually takes place in the same universe as Laid Back Camp, and we even see some Laid Back Camp character as like one panel cameo. So it the stories themselves are not linked, but it's still taking place in the same universe. Both series actually takes place in mostly, at least, in the Yamanashi Prefecture. And the second honorable mention is actually my latest review that I made a couple days ago, and it's um, Journey Home After School, which I've read volume one of, and so far I fell in love with both of the main character. And it's starting to get hot, so I'm just gonna take this thing off. It's usually pretty cold in my apartment during like colder days, but today it's kind of warm. Anyway, so yeah, so I wouldn't put them. Actually, I'm going to buy Mono this weekend or maybe next week. So technically, I could put it in my top 13, but decided not to. Anyway, um, so let's start because I've already wasted over 3 minutes of your time talking about random stuff. And at 13th place, it's She Loves to Cook and She Loves to Eat, a pretty solid Yuri manga that involved adult character, which uh, it's not something that I talk about too much. I usually, when I buy any romance, it's usually involved like teenagers. But this one is there's a bit of drama, but it's surprisingly cute. I'm not a huge fan of the character design though, uh, but I really like it, especially if you like Yuri and if you like uh, anything that relates to food. This might be something you like because, um, like, this is really about both the girl who likes to cook and both the girl who likes to eat. So you see a lot of actually good looking food. In 12th place, this is one of the two series that I mentioned that I've just heard about years ago, but only really discovered this year, and it's Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. I started to read this, I think, in spring or early summer. Also, this includes the Elma and Fafnir. I'm sorry if I spelled their name wrong, but Elma and Fafnir spin-offs. I haven't read the Kana spin-off yet because Volume 3 is impossible to find. Once I can get my hand on Volume 3, maybe I'll buy these. But so far, kind of like this one. Well, enough to be in my top 13 series I discovered this year. It's better than I expected. When I heard about it, people were like hyping it so much that I thought it was gonna be one of those things that are hyped too much, and I end up disappointed with. But I'm really not disappointed. I really like it so far. Next is a series that is not a Yuri, but is made by someone who is known to make Yuri, and it's God Bless the Mistaken by Neo Nakatani, who is famous for making Bloom Into You. Um, I personally like this one way better than Bloom Into You, and I do like Bloom Into You. I mean, I did put it in my top 20 Yuris of all times. Okay, I admit 19th place, but still high enough to be in my top 20. But yeah, this was really interesting. The way how I wouldn't say the world is like a video game, but the world in this manga literally has glitch, like uh, you'd get in a video game. Uh, the glitch are even called bugs in this series, which is pretty cool. I am, and Volume 2 had a pretty uh, unexpected twist that I really loved. Sadly, though, this series already ended at Volume 4. I really wish there were more volumes, but I don't think Neo Nakatani is known for making super long series. As far as I know, Blooming to You is one, if not the longest series she's made, and it still only has 8 volumes. Next is a series that I don't think needs introduction because either people love it or either people hate it because it is a very controversial series. Um, Number 10 would be Gushing Over Magical Girls. Um, I would say, like most of the comment I said about Shy, um, I actually like the character, especially Utena when she's not in like her villainous form. I really prefer her in a civilian form. I don't know why, but that tends to be the trend for me, at least, when it comes to superhero or magical girl show. I tend to prefer the character in their civilian form for the most part. And at number 9, another magical girl series, but which is way less controversial than that that thing, and it's Maggie Lumiere Magical Girl Inc. Discovered this series a couple months ago when I heard about the anime that actually is currently airing right now. There's 8 episodes out, I think, right now. It's pretty solid Magical Girl, especially if you like Magical Girl, but at the same time are not too fond with like characters that are too young because I know like like the average age for magical girls is like 13, 14 years old, and I know not everyone likes to watch animes or read manga that features such young character. But if you like magical girls and prefer older character, uh, this one is a solid one. The youngest confirmed like the magical girl in this series is at the very least in her early 20s, so that's again pretty different. Next is going to be You and I Are Polar Opposite. Um, as soon as I saw ads for this series on Facebook, I was like, I already fell in love with the art style, and when I got Volume 1 and started reading it, I fell in love with the stories. It's another of those like super cute rom-com, super sweet, little to no drama, and again, I kind of like the whole opposite attracts vibe. So yeah, really like it so far. And I've read Volume 1 and part of Volume 2. I also own Volume 3, so I think Volume 4 is on the way. I don't know when it releases. I don't remember when exactly, but anyway. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I'm still at 7. Seventh place is I Want to End This Love Game. This one has a little bit more drama, but I kind of prefer the overall setup more. Um, Basically, it's about these two characters who, when they were younger, I think 10 or 11 years old, they started to play the I Love You game, where they basically tell each other I love you at random moments, and the first who like as their heart race lose, but obviously they never admit that they lost. And 4 or 5 years later, which is when the series takes place, they're both entering high school, and they're we learn, like the narrator tells us, that they actually love each other, but they won't admit it because they don't want to lose the love game. But they actually try to make the other lose. So that's kind of funny. There is some minor drama, but so far it's the kind of minor drama that I actually like. Um, next is uh, next is a series, a Yuri that I discovered earlier this year. And let me just check when it released because I don't remember. I think it was in spring. Uh, Let me just check. Come on. Yeah, it was in spring. Well, technically very late summer because it's March 19th, but How Do I Turn My Best Friend Into My Girlfriend? Which was my second place in terms of best Yuri manga a couple months ago that I made during, I think it was during Pride Month. Super cute. I love all the character. I love all the both the main character and the support character. I love everything about this series so far. I really, really, really like it. If you like cute Yuri manga, definitely get this one. I love it. In fifth place, another Yuri. And it probably won't surprise you because it is my first. It was my first place in terms of favorite Yuris of all times, and it is Tadakoro-san. This is the reboot. I actually read the original Tadakoro-san Doujinshi a couple years ago. Although I actually finished reading it this year. I don't know why I stopped reading it for like 2.5 years. But the reboot is really cute. I'd say there is a bit of fan service though if you don't like the fan service. Volume 1 is alright. Volume 2 there's quite a bit of fan service, and in Volume 3 you can see that even though they turned the fan service down considerably compared to the doujinshi, you can see that the characters are really horny for each other, and honestly, at some point, it did make me a bit uncomfortable, um, because I actually read Volume 2 in public. So yeah, there are a couple scenes that I kind of regret having read in public, but otherwise, it's really not too bad. Uh, Next for the next two, which is fourth and third place, I would honestly put them like equal. So consider that there is no fourth place. The next two are both going to be third place. So my first third place is Shy, which I started to collect right before the end of the year. I actually ordered a couple volumes right before I left for my holiday vacation last year, well, at the end of the year, and I started to read them in early January. I'm at volume 6 right now. Uh, by far my favorite superhero manga of all times, mostly because of the main character. And as I said previously, um, I really like Shy when she's not in her superhero form. I really prefer her in her civilian form. I don't know why. Teru is just so cute. And the other third place is a series that watched the anime this summer. One of my favorite animes, actually, it is my favorite anime of the year. Even better than Late Back M Season 3, because Late Back M Season 3, although is my favorite series of all time, Season 3 was a bit disappointing, but I don't blame the new studios. It's because they had to work with the weaker volumes of the series. But anyway, but my third place would be My Wife Has No Emotion. Um, I kind of decided to watch the anime semi randomly, and as soon as I watched episode one, I immediately went for the manga because I love the manga. I love the anime so much. Uh, yeah, again, My Wife Has New Emotion. Definitely anime of the year in my book. Best anime I've watched this year, and the manga is amazing. If you like if you like the anime, you will like the manga because the anime ends at I think first the second half of volume 4, but not the end. Um, yeah, you'll see. I really like it. Uh, it was cute. There was a bit of drama in Volume 5, but it was really cute. Surprisingly wholesome, considering it's a whole like interspecies relationship. I know not a lot of people. Well, I say not a lot. I know not everyone like these kind of relationship, but personally, I loved it. In second place, I honestly until recently, this second place was first place, but you'll see what overtook it. But second place is Medalist. Um, I really don't know why I love this so much. I think I've mentioned that, but I have absolutely no, and I mean no interest in figure skating, or at least I didn't before reading this. Um, I got this one out of pure morbid curiosity when I saw the teaser trailer for the anime. I wasn't even that interested when I watched the trailer, but somehow something in my head said you should get this. I got this, and it became one of my. It's actually in my top 10 favorite manga of all time. I put it as I believe I put it as my number 10 favorite manga of all time. So far, I've read up to volume 3, and it's still amazing. I love it. And first place is a series that I discovered in 2021, and I say discovered, but I mean I heard about in 2021. I've actually changed my name on Discord to some of the character at some point, like last year, 2 years ago. So basically, it's a case of I really like the character, but never really cared about the story until Volume One released last month in English, and it is the Order a Rabbit. I've been interested to watch the anime since 2021, but I never really got into watching it. I saw some clips online, but when I went to Japan, I believe I have it somewhere here. When I went to Japan, I bought some Is the Order Rabbit merch, including like a phone strap of Maya that um, I attached to my bag. I got a couple figurines. Also got this PS Vita limited edition game, which I got the Chino ending, by the way. And also, in rapid succession, and by that I mean within 2 weeks maybe, I bought all 3 seasons of the anime. I've only watched the first 10 episodes of season 1 though, so I'm still really not far into it, but yeah. Um, honestly, Uh, if I made another top 10 favorite manga of all times, this would already be in my probably top 5 or maybe top 10. Uh, because as of I mentioned that to someone on Discord literally a couple hours before I recorded this, but this is now tied for fifth place in terms of manga and anime with my fifth favorite series of all time, which is New Game. Um, the only thing that I wouldn't say I hate, but the only thing that I kind of liked as a guy who's admittedly a bit sus at times, um, but I still found unnecessary was the fan service. Volume 1 and so far Season 1 of this series has a fair amount of fan service, nothing too like explicit compared to gushing over magical girls. Um, but it was something that could leave some people uncomfortable. Like, I imagine that if I decided to watch this blind with my inexistent girlfriend, because right now I'm single, if I decided to watch this blind with my girlfriend, let's suppose I have one, she would likely ask me weird question if she saw the scenes that were in like episode 1, 3, and 10. There were 1, 3, 8, and 10 were the episode that had the most fan service, and most of these episodes, well, every episode except episode 10, are shown in volume 1 of this. That said, the fan service is again unnecessary, but it was still um, relatively few and far between. So if you like cute series, cute girl doing cute things series, this is definitely something I recommend. Definitely my favorite series I discovered in 2024. I'm so happy that Yan Press took over the translation after Salt Press, who originally translated this series, went under. Looking forward to read Volume 2, which released in February, I think. Looking forward to watch all these episodes that I haven't watched yet. Um, yeah, I, it's a shame that I waited this long because if I didn't wait this long, it would definitely be my, probably even my top 3. I wouldn't be surprised if, maybe not top 3, but I wouldn't be surprised if it even got over my fourth series of all times, which is Super Cub, which I have right here, and the manga as well, which is great. Anyway, this has gone on for long enough. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you later this week when I show you my weekly haul, which, depending on how things goes, might be really small or it might be moderately big. I don't know. It depends on the order I made at my manga store. See you later, guys.